They really did. Of course, I know there was a lot of folks out there, and it's just kind of nice to see a family get some closure. Of course, this morning we are already off to a warmer start than it has been the last couple of days. Just a sign that it is getting more humid. Yeah, it's going to start feeling a little more like what we'd expect here in the middle of July. All right, checking in live views from across the region. We've got mostly clear skies overhead. We've got some gorgeous shots coming in, though, from across the region as well. Temperatures outside mid to upper 60s in most areas. A few spots maybe the last hour or so, especially in some rural areas, dipping back in the lower 60s. 64 currently in Mount Vernon, 64 in Carbondale. Harrisburg, you're at 66 this morning. 63 in Paducah, 63 in Cape, 63 as well into Sikeston, Missouri, and Poplar Bluff right now at 65. It is going to be more muggy this afternoon. Dew points climbing back in the upper 60s by about lunchtime today, and maybe even into the low to mid 70s later on today. And that's some of that air you can wear. You can feel it. And that means heat index values will become a factor once again over the next couple of days. Very tough and very tricky storm forecast. We don't say very often, hey, we don't exactly know what's going to happen. And we're not saying that this morning necessarily, but there is a lot of uncertainty regarding how storms are going to track over the next couple of days. Whatever storms do make it into our region could potentially bring some very heavy rainfall and even a chance for a few stronger storms as well. This morning, that storm chance, it's really to our north, out across parts of Iowa, a lot of strong storms. Those are going to stay very close to this warm front. That means they are going to stay eastward through Iowa, parts of northern Illinois, Rockford back over towards Chicago. Around here, well, we're far enough south, we're probably not going to have a lot of impact from those, at least here through the daylight hours. Temperatures themselves, into the low to mid 90s in most areas. In the circles, those are heat index values. So you factor in that humidity, it's going to feel considerably warmer. Heat index values into the upper 90s across southern Illinois. We could see a few areas of southeast Missouri with heat index values near 100 coming up this afternoon. Our first chance for some of those showers and storms arrives late tonight, closer to the midnight hour. That's an outflow boundary actually getting pushed to the south later on today. We may start seeing a few more storms develop from about St. Louis towards Kansas City, and we'll have to keep an eye on those into the early morning hours on Thursday, because there is a chance we could see that develop into more of a large cluster or even a line of storms first thing on Thursday morning. Now, this is one model's prediction for tomorrow morning. Notice big complex of storms making its way through. Definitely a possibility, but again, there is a lot of uncertainty on exactly where some of these storms are going to track. Thursday morning, though, we need to keep an eye on some storms developing to our north and then dropping southward. That we do anticipate, if those storms make it here, they will weaken as they gradually move to the south and east. We're back in the low to mid 90s again on Thursday afternoon. But overall, this pattern remains in place. Complexes of storms developing eastern parts of the plains and then moving through the Midwest. Just a lot of question on exactly where they're going to track. Of course, Storm Prediction Center putting us in a level 2 on a scale of 1 to 5 for tonight, a level 1 for tomorrow, and then a level 1 again across on our area on Friday. So there is a chance for some strong damaging winds from a few of these storm complexes. There's the rainfall forecast. Notice a lot of that has shifted a little further to our west. I know we've heard that a lot this summer, but we'll be keeping an eye on any of those storms that do make it into our region over the next few days. Outside the storms, it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. High temperatures into the lower 90s, but just a few of those days where we really have to keep an eye on. If we get any of these outflow boundaries, as rain, cool air, they act as mini cold fronts, could be the focus for more storms in our area. Just a very, very tough forecast here through the rest of this week and through the weekend as well.
We're going to have to judge him on it. We're going to
I know, right? Hold on.
Oh, I know.
Sorry, it's an F today. Weather bug's not happy,
Wow.
Nick.